Hey everybody, it's Brickwaffle again, and we are back on Minecraft on the BlockFarmers server, and we have a big flat area right here with a little tiny starter hut back there, and today we're going to start working on our new base. So what we've got here, as I mentioned in a previous episode, is a fairly sizable island. That connects off a little sandbar out to an area that kind of ends, little tiny speck island out there, and we also have a few other islands nearby. We do have a few pumpkins here, and basically what I've done so far is I've got another portal here that connects us to our old base, and using the shulker boxes we got in the previous episode, we just built up a little starter hut here and put everything in shulker boxes up at the top of the room. So this is what we're looking at. This is the green dot is us. There's an orange flag right here that kind of indicate where we are, but you can see this is the big flat area we have, and there's a big island, little sandbar that kind of goes out, and then like another small island out there. We've also got a few islands over this way, so if we want to do something with a shipwreck, we could potentially build one there. And you might be able to see there's a brown line right there. It's kind of hard to see, but that goes off, that's a path we have that goes over to our stronghold for the end portal. So that's right there. It's not too bad at all. So what we want to do today is look at the materials that I've been gathering in between episodes. We have a ton of concrete. So we've got light gray, gray, we've got some glass, some blue and orange, some stripped oak wood, stairs. We even have a little bit of coral since we have our silk touch pick now, and some sea pickles, and that will become relevant a little bit later on as we build. But what we want to do is we're just going to grab, let's see if we can grab maybe a few stacks of this stuff, a few stacks of the black, maybe some blue and orange. We want to work on the outside shape, and because we're using concrete, you may have guessed, we're going to do something a little bit more modern looking than that hut, and that's going to get torn down eventually. But we just wanted a place to sleep and to store our stuff while I was getting this stuff put together. So I'm going to come out on this side, and I want to build basically a couple of big rectangles to start with, and I think we want to give ourselves some room for a little bit of yard, so we're going to start right there, and let's go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is that right? Yeah, that looks right. We can always change this as we go. And I'm not going to do any of this planning in advance. I'm just going to kind of build this organically, but I do want to build this to be fairly large for this first box. So let's see if we can do this over here, and we're just going to come back over here and do the same shape. And what we want to do for modern houses, typically what I want to do is just build them out like this in big boxes, and then we're going to decorate around the big boxes with the other colors of concrete. So this is just kind of outlining the shape of some of the bigger rooms. So this will be a main house section. We probably also want to have a little bit that goes off at a different angle, so maybe from over here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, yeah, that'll work. We're going to come back this way. Oops. Missed a spot there. We're going to come back that way a little bit. Let's go over a little bit more. Yeah, there. And we'll come over this way. We're just going to have a couple of these boxes that sort of overlap a little. So we're going to do that. And come back this way a little bit. And that's going to make sure we come over to at least 3 or 5 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's come that way. There we go. So now we've got kind of 2 overlapping blocks, and that's going to be the main structure of our base. We're going to have some space over here for farming and some other stuff that we want to do. This is going to be more or less the outline of our house. So we'll probably leave this here for now, but what we're going to end up doing is, having like a door over here, kind of between those sections, and maybe one over here. But we're not going to fill all this in with the concrete. The inside is going to be different things like wood. We're going to do stripped wood for the floors. So right now what I need to do is kind of build this up to a better height, and so maybe it's going to have to be about 7 or 8 blocks tall. We want to have a couple stories in here. We want this to be big, and then we're going to come back and do some cool outlines using the black and some of these other colors here as well. So let me go ahead and get that built up to a little bit bigger height, and I'll be back with you guys again in just a second. Alright, so we've got our basic shape built in here. We've got some holes left for windows and doors and things like that. I'm just standing up on top of a tree so we can get a decent look at it. It's going to be pretty big, as you can see, and so let's see if we can make our way safely down over here and come back and take a look at it a little bit closer. So obviously we're going to have one big window right here. This area is going to be stairs because our front door is going to be right here. So we'll have a double door with a couple of side lights, and we're going to have a lot of big floor-to-ceiling windows on the first floor. So obviously we'll have to do some kind of porch with a little bit of steps out here to go out to the farming area. And inside, again, lots of big picture windows all the way top to bottom. We got some torches in here temporarily to keep mobs from spawning. Huge 2-story picture window over here that looks out towards the ocean. And if we come back and go up these stairs on the side, We're going to see that up here it's mostly just single height windows. These aren't going to be the big floor to ceiling ones, but hopefully this will look still pretty good anyway. And then over here what we're going to have is a balcony that looks out down to the first floor. We might have to bring this back a couple of blocks as well, we'll see, and also looks out that big window. So the next step is to put in, using some of these darker gray concretes, and maybe I'm going to have to go back and make some white concrete, but what we want to do now is make some shapes kind of around the outside of this to give it some definition. So I'm guessing, pardon me, somewhere around this level, like right up there, we're going to bring out some shapes that kind of come around, and they're going to come down in between a few of these things and give it a little bit of depth and dimension. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's a little bit tricky. I'm going to have to use some dirt scaffolding. Not as much fun to build on camera, but I'll do that. Once I have that built out, we'll touch back in a minute. Alright, so we've got some framing in with the gray and white concrete here, and we've got a few little interesting patterns here and there. This is going to look better as we go, but this is again framing out what we want to have. We have some little interesting doodads. Let's go ahead and get rid of this stuff too. Just kind of sticking out here to give it a little bit of depth and some extra dimension here. Again, we got the big picture window that's just framed out, and same thing on this side. We got a little zigzag pattern. So now what we want to do is work on these lights, and what I want to do for the lights is going to be a little bit tricky to do. So I think we're going to need to grab some of this gray concrete, and we're going to have to put that down on the outside for now. I don't need the sword at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. And then what we need to do is get, what we want to have is, yeah, we want to have this stuff down here. Well, you know what? We can leave the dirt for now. Let's put the dirt back. The goal is to have sea lanterns on coral in here for our light source. So what you need to do first is put that water in, and we're going to have to grab a couple of buckets, at least initially, to get our infinite water source here. Let's do that, and we're going to come back up here and go to that guy. Then we can go here, that guy, so on and so forth. Then we can break this underneath and put coral down there without killing it, because we'd like to have the blue coral, not dead coral. Oh, well, that's all right. We'll get that guy out. We've got Silk Touch Pick. Then what we can do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is going to give us some pretty significant light here. So when we come up with this picture window, all the way to the top, that's fine, we can do that one. Well, you guys get the idea. So we're going to have this window that goes all the way across here. And I might see if I can get a resource pack that has no frames on the glass, because that's going to look a little weird with these frames. I might have to switch that up to stained glass. But the idea is that, and we'll figure out something to do with this part at the outside. Probably we'll put in some bushes and things here too. This is going to give us a pretty good amount of light. So if we look here, we're actually at 13 light on the block we're standing on. So that's going to actually be how we light up our house, at least on the primary floor here, this first floor, is with sea pickles. And I think that looks pretty interesting. So you can see we do have a little bit of water sloping away, but it's blue underneath. It's got the wood there, the concrete here. You're not going to see anything that doesn't look intentional. I might come back here and do something with the white concrete on the outside to frame out the bottom. But yeah, I'm going to play around with that a little bit, try and get the rest of this put in. And again, maybe I'll go ahead and change up the resource pack as well. So we'll get the windows put in next and knock out the torches, see if we have good enough light in here, at least on the bottom floor at night. Alright, it is nighttime now. We've got the Vanilla Tweaks pack from Zasuma Void, and we've got our light here. You can see it's actually lighting up pretty well, but I'm a little concerned about this area in the middle and that area right there. So we've knocked out all the torches. You can see here we're at 9, 10, but once we start to get into this darker area, there we're getting at 6. Yeah, it looks like we're right on the edge. Here's a couple of 5s. So we are going to have to find some way to light up the middle. Whether that's another wall with some lights in it or something like that, we'll have to figure out. But so far so good. I just need to go make a bunch more of this white stained glass. The clear glass looks a little strange with this. I looked at both of them. It's just got the streaks but no borders, and so it kind of looks a little bit weird. If I find a way to make the streaks a little bit less, I don't know, in your face with the clear glass, maybe. But so far so good. The other thing we have to figure out is how we're going to light the upstairs. But for now, I think I need to go sleep, make a few items. But yeah, this is going to get pretty dark pretty fast up here. So I'll sort that lighting out. Then we'll think about getting a roof on and do some other bits too. So yep, it's coming along. It's going to be a big project today, and I'm excited though. It's going to be fun when it's all done, and we're going to have to do porches and stairs and all that good stuff too. Anyway, let me get a few more things made up, and I'll be right back. All right, we are back at nighttime. We've got all of our lighting in. So let's do one more tour. We've got some steps here just with some slabs and some regular doors here. Got pressure plates in to keep everything lit up. In here we've got a couple of, well, let's call these fluorescent lights, just a couple of end rods back to back with some slabs. Not super happy with that, but the stairs looked really weird. So we're going to leave that there for now. We might change this as we decorate the house. But you can see all of this is lit up pretty good. We can look in here. All of it, we have plenty of light, nothing less than 7 anywhere we go. And when we go upstairs, we'll be able to see what we did up there, which is some recessed glowstone lighting. So I might actually go ahead and put some glass in these things rather than just leaving them as open cans. But, you know, can lighting's all the rage right now in the real world, so might as well do it in Minecraft too. And we've got that all throughout this area. We've got black glass here as our little fence, or whatever we want to call it here, to divide, keep us from running off the edge. And on the outside, I'm not 100% sold on this, but we've got black glass and end rods. It looks pretty decent. It lights everything up, but you can walk right through it. So I'm not sure about that. I might end up taking these end rods and just running a border out. We'll see how that looks too, just kind of a high rail like that all the way out to the sides. But that would be very bright. I'm not sure if that's going to be too bright. So I think that's going to help for now that everything's lit up. We can start moving some things over. Obviously we've got the shulker boxes in there that we can move, and we can move our bed in here, which is going to be really important, and then our maps and all that good stuff too. So let's go ahead and get our bed back. And let's use our silk touch picks. We can grab these boxes. We're going to have to probably break the slabs up there, but we're going to take the whole house down a little bit anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's go ahead. Do we have? Yeah, we have our axe here. Let's get that out. And I probably should have slept in the bed first because I think there are some phantoms out there right now, but we'll see what happens in just a second. I don't think we left any boxes up there. We'll see in a minute on that too. Come on now, get down there. And as long as one of them didn't end up on the beam, I think we're going to be okay. But you know what? We can take the beam out too now. Because again, this whole house is coming down at some point soon. There we go. I think we've got all of the stuff we need to move. Let's go ahead and grab these two. So we can put our maps back up there. We're going to grab our ender chest. And yeah, that should be it. So we can bring those chests over in a little bit. And let's grab our banner. And we're going to have to stick our banner somewhere. Let's see. Where do we want to stick that? Right in the corner here? I eventually want to put it somewhere like hanging up. Whoop, that sounds like a phantom. Oh, yeah, it sure was. Woo, that was close. Let's mess with that after daytime. My goodness. Thankfully, they make some noise when they're coming in. I think we want to leave our bedroom up here. You know what, for now, I think we're just going to stick our bed right there, and we're going to sleep in that. So that should work. We'll pop up here, and then the phantom should all burn up in the daylight. Haha. I guess I probably should have killed a couple of those just for the phantom membranes. I wonder if they're still out here. You still out here, guys? You're on fire. You gonna come down here after me? You're probably gonna burn up before you get here, aren't you? Yeah, he's not coming down anymore. There it goes. And they don't drop anything if you let the daylight kill them. So anyway, yeah, we got to move some stuff over here. We still got to think about how we're going to lay everything out. And I think, even though we have all that space, we might still end up doing a basement for a storage room. I'm not really sure how that's going to work. For now, I think all the storage is just going to go up here, so we have a place to put stuff. A few of these are empty. So let's throw our ender chest in the corner. And we're going to throw our empty shulker boxes. That has 2 maps in it? Okay. That one's empty. We're going to throw all the empty ones in there. Is it just those 3? I guess that's got our backup maps too, that's fine. And we want to put something on the wall. Where can we fit 2 of these in? It's going to look good. Right here, I think. And I'm not sure which side's which. So that's the left side, and that's the right side. There we go. Now we've got our map up here. That'll help. I still need to go get some more glass. I've got sand in one of these things, so we can melt that up. Melt that? Smelt that? Yes, I guess it's the same thing. We'll figure that out in a little bit. Let's put the banner down. Where do we want to put the banner? I think we really don't have anything that's like a good odd number here. So before, what we did was we just kind of stuck it out there next to the house, and we might do that again for now. Let's just stick it right there. And of course I didn't bring the map with me, so that's no bueno. Let's try. Did it actually keep the flag on here? Oh, that's weird. It has both green marks because it thinks there's still a map hung up on the other side. That is weird. There's not still a map hung up in there. All right, well, we'll figure that one out. That might work okay when we render it again. But I think the green one is going to be where the map is anyway, so we probably don't need the banner. Just to mark the map at least. All right, so I think what I'm going to do now is just go ahead and move the rest of the stuff in here and take that house down. But what we want to do too is we want to think about building a dock at some point. So I'm going to do a little bit more clearing, moving some crops around, all that good stuff. Today I want to kind of go back over to the end portal and do a little bit of fighting in the stronghold. We've done plenty of building today, but before I do that, let me drop off these shulker boxes. That would be sad if I went all the way over there and got killed with those in my inventory, because that basically is everything I own. I don't want to lose it. Alright, so we've got plenty of torches and things like that. Again, I might play around with some of this in between episodes, see what I can do with it, but for now, you know, we have a big lit up, modern looking house, and we'll decorate as we go through. So let's see, I'm just going to let's drop these here. Yellow, black, orange, purple, blue, and red, and we've got just some other random stuff over here. Let's just throw that on this side. There and there. So there we go. We got all that stuff in here. Do we have... We don't have room for that in there. Everything's not really organized. It's sort of organized, but you can see we don't have a lot of room for any of this stuff. So I'm just going to throw this wherever it fits. And then we can go over... Do we have our boat? Yeah, we do. Okay. Then we can go over towards the mainland. Now we do have a little shipwreck over here. They had one treasure chest in it. Had an okay set of items. Nothing super exciting. But for now, we need to go west. West and northwest, I think. But basically, we need to go west of the mainland. And what we should see pretty soon after this is the dock we built on the mainland. And we might do something similar for that on our little island as well. So over here, we're going to go this way. There we go. Yep, and here's our little dock. And so again, this is really kind of neat with 1.13, the aquatic update. We can actually put some of these things into the water. So when you get over a little bit closer, you can see the dock actually, whoop, or we can lag out. There it goes. Wow, not sure what that was about. But we've got some stairs here that we can ride right up into. So our boat kind of looks like it touches into the dock. And that lets you just walk right down in the water and walk right back out. So we have this 2 stronghold. We've got our little path right here, and this leads us right into that stronghold where I built a little bit of a room there above that. Now, because we used Mine Atlas to find these things, what we wanted to do, or not Mine Atlas, Emits to find the strongholds, we knew the coordinates, and we just kind of dug straight down into the end room. But now what we want to do is explore the stronghold a little bit together. And probably not a whole lot of time, just because we're running a little short on time for the episode, but at least show you guys what we've got and do some more looting in there. We've got Silk Touch pick, but I really like to get a Silk Touch axe so I can grab more bookshelves. That would be very helpful. And then, of course, there should be some treasure chests in the stronghold as well. So we're going to get down in there and see what we can find. So right here, got this little house. Again, just a real basic log house. And we've got a bed and a chest for leaving our stuff here, which I probably should have done before we fought the Ender Dragon last time. It would have saved me some time. And we've got our down and upstreams of the water. So we can just drop down in here as long as we're crouched. We won't take any damage when we hit the magma block at the bottom. And then we can kind of sneak out of there. And that is our end portal, of course. But we've also got this stronghold out here. And that's what we want to kind of peek around at right now. So we know we have some of these rooms. We got tons of books. But all these rooms should have treasure chests in them somewhere. Usually at the top of this. If we go up here, we'll probably be able to see it a little bit better even. There's one right there. And do we have any in this room? Yep, one over there as well. Okay, so let's see what's in these. Usually, yep, just books and paper. But you know what? Books and paper are useful. And sometimes you'll get an enchanted book out of that. So we got that one down on that side at the top of that bookshelf. Just going to get rid of these so I can walk over here a little easier. And more books and paper. But you know what? Once we get some villagers going, paper's a pretty good trade with a lot of villagers. Let's see what else we have. I really haven't looked. Hey, so there we go. We've got a treasure chest right here, some gold and some iron. And so this is probably what I'm going to do in between episodes, is kind of clear this area out a little bit, do some more exploring, do a little bit more building, kind of go back and forth a bit between building and exploring, just to mix it up. And we do have even lower levels. Usually, this is a little bit weird because usually the end portal is at the lowest level. And in this case, it is not. It goes down quite a bit further, actually. So I may have changed that in a previous version and I didn't even notice it. That's dead ends. But you know, we're actually pretty low down here too. This is 15. We're almost at diamond level. So we might end up using this to do some digging as well. That's the other thing I still need to do, is I still need to do a lot more digging. We do have a mix now. We've got a couple pieces of diamond armor and some iron, a couple diamond tools and some iron. But obviously we want to get everything into diamond. And we want to get everything with some good enchants on it as well. So again, this is something we can explore. Probably do some of this with the other block farmers and do it in between episodes. Check one more. Okay, some redstone and an apple. All right. And these aren't really good compared to the shipwrecks, but it's worth grabbing. A lot of this stuff is just extra resources, and you might get a diamond here and there. So hopefully you guys liked this episode. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button. If you really liked it, then make sure to subscribe. And as always, I've been Brickwaffle. Thank you for watching.